Hello, and I have found another person to tell their adventure, and they're going to introduce themselves and then get into the story.
Hi, my name is Sagar Trivedi, and my story is about when I went to India and we went to go live on this piece of land this man owned, and it was in a bungalow. And on this land, he had tigers that roam freely. So, what we would do is when it hit around 10 at night, we would hop in our two cars and go on like a little safari. We would shine the light outside the car and we would see if there's tiger, like if we could see the reflection of the tiger eyes. And some nights it was unsuccessful, but there was one night where there's a little house in the middle of the land and just a huge patch of grass. And he told us to get out the car, go on top of the house, and shine the lights in the grass. I was freaking out because I didn't want a lion just roaming through the. I mean, a tiger. Sorry, not a lion. A tiger roaming through the grass. And there's only one way up to the house and one way down. So if I figured it out, we would have been screwed. But that night there was no tigers in the grass. So we continue our safari, and just a few minutes in, before we were about to call it quits, the guy that owns the land saw two lions drinking out of a well. I keep saying lions, I mean tigers, drinking out of the well, and he just gets out of the car and runs after them because he's friendly. These tigers are friendly to him, so he could just mess around with them, and he wasn't afraid. He really wasn't afraid. Like even if things backfired, but he ran after them, and they ended up running away. But my parents saw it, but I was freaking out. I was like laying on the bottom of the car because I was still young and I was freaking out. But that was our little trip, and we went back home, and that was about it.
Here we have another adventure that we're going to share, and he's going to introduce himself and then jump right into it.
Hi, my name is Raj Patel, and so the adventure starts in India, specifically in the state of Gujarat, and there's this one, I would say, rural city called Saranpur, which is another name for Land of the Peacocks, and in that area there's a group of temples, and there's one temple, and it's kind of known for harnessing the spirits after death, and so from there, there's a lot of stories told in like scriptures and um, folklore that there are these spirits that tend to stick to the rivers and stick to the bodies of water within the city. And so a group of friends of mine, we spent the summer in Gujarat, in one of the cities we stayed in, and just happened to be for the longest period of time, for about a week, was in the city of Saranpur, where they have all these temples and spiritual beings, so to say. And so we decided one night to go out to one of the temples that it said that every single time someone passes away, they do certain what's it called? I would say the best way to describe it is like they do these spiritual discourses that send the spirits to this one temple for them to repent if they haven't like um, fully liberated themselves. And so these are like the spirits who haven't done well in their human lives, and therefore they're considered evil. And this is like in the middle of like there's like literally forest around surrounding this temple. There's nothing else but a forest. And so we decided it would be a good idea just to head out of where we're staying, and just to bring little flashlights and our phone flashlights on our iPhones and check it out. And we came across one gate, and there were three monkeys just sitting like kind of like in a triangle position, staring at the ground. And from there, we're just a group of Americans, American-born Indians, for the first time in this rural region, seeing all these things, and we hear crying and moaning from the woods, and there's literally nothing in that direction at all. So we end up just running back to where we stayed, and for the entire night, one of the guys in our group randomly ended up having like dysentery, and all he was throwing up, having diarrhea all of a sudden. And so that was just kind of a crazy adventure, just one of the crazy adventures from that trip. But yeah.
Hey, this is Sagar Trivedi again, and I thought about another creepy adventure I had while I was in India. So it's normal to have drivers in India, and our driver was driving us to another destination, and my parents were sleeping middle of the night, maybe around 1 or 2 in the morning. I was awake. I can't sleep in the car, and we were driving, and I just see a white lady in a white, like an ice white gown, walk across the street, and as soon as she reaches the other side of the street, she just vanishes into thin air. And that's it. That's all that happened. And I was just, that's when I thought, like, that's when I started believing ghosts, when I saw that. But nobody else saw it besides me. And that's it.